Hello, Serena. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you very much. I am here. I am a little frazzled, as you can tell by my hair, but that's because I'm working on a very important project.
Of course, you do not look frazzled, to be honest.
Why
I
not?
think most days I'm actually looking down at my phone because I'm sharing this out.
Oh yes, I can see it.
That's why I actually go for the messy bun look a lot.
Yeah, it's good, isn't
Because you
it?
know what, it is. It works. I'm here in Florida. It's humid. It's hot. Not that we're here to talk about our hair, but I could have a whole show about hair
Yeah,
because my hair is totally weather dependent. Just so you know,
yeah.
like
Oh
totally
yeah.
weather.
Mine's,
Um,
mine's child proof right now.
love it. But I want to talk about Hopeful Handbags and Love Thy Body Project and all of the things that we've been doing to collaborate that I don't think a lot of people realize about what's going on behind the scenes. And
Yeah.
to have a global organization, it takes funding. It takes us to be able to have the funds so that we can help more people. Of course, we can always be there for a shoulder to lean on, give advice, talk, mentor, which is what we do a whole lot with Hopeful Handbags Global, literally globally. But we need that funding to be able to help with unique needs. And a lot of them are very basic needs that we need for survivors and their children. But some of them have things like, well, we've got to get them the rent paid. We've got to get the water turned on, and anything that we can do to lead to long-term sustainability. So at Hopeful Handbags, we're not here to, take care of you every month and fund the life. We are here for that everybody gets to long-term sustainability so that they can do it on their own. And with events like yours, so tell us about the event that's coming up very soon in the United Kingdom that you're doing with through Love Thy Body Project and all of the amazing things that you do.
Yeah. Um, I'm really passionate about bringing community together and kind of offering out services, so modalities and holistic therapies that boost mental health and well-being. And I reached out to you, I think it was about 2 years ago now, because I grew up in a domestic abusive household, which at the time I didn't realize what it was. But through doing my own work, I kind of realized as a child I was going through that. And it's so important that everybody gets to access these tools. And so Love Thy Body Project is my business. And I thought, what ways can I support Hopeful Handbags in raising the funds at the same time as offering these services to maybe people that need it in the community in that instance? And I don't know why, but I thought it would be fun to put on a festival of well-being. um, it is just me doing it, so it's taken a lot of my time and a lot of effort. And that's one thing I don't think people realize, that what we do is we work so many hours for free to be able to support people, right? Because it is so important. So the festival is all about bringing local community or further afield community, as far as you want to come. If you want to come to Surrey for this and you're in the UK, wherever you are welcome. And we are backed by amazing people like Holly Matthews. She's coming along to do a talk, and even Anthony Hutton, who was in the UK's Big Brother house and a winner from there, is coming this year to support the charity, because we feel that the more that we can give to our community and the more we can support our community and the community come together to access these things, we're then able to nationally, even globally, if we can, then support people who are fleeing from these domestic abusive situations.
Yeah, I mean, and bringing it to light is really important. Sometimes it's just about opening up that conversation, right? Opening up
Yeah.
the conversation so that so many times I'm somewhere and somebody starts talking to me, whether they know about Hopeful Handbags or not, we get on a conversation. I really think that goes back to the energies we put out, right? Those vibrations and the
Yeah.
energies we put out. They just kind of innately know what to talk to you about. And it's really about opening up that conversation. When somebody hears about domestic abuse, and as you know, we don't use the word violence And we don't do that because there's so many different types of abuse. The first thing that people think of typically when they hear the word violence is physical violence. And
Yeah.
that's not the only type of abuse, whether it be with an adult in a relationship or whether it be with children, right? Child abuse.
Mhm.
And opening up that conversation, people are like, oh my gosh, like I didn't realize. I mean, I knew I was unhappy. I knew that I felt isolated. I knew that I had no money that I had any control over. But I didn't realize it was abuse. So by you all putting on events like this and just bringing the awareness out there, as well as you all are raising funds for Hopeful Handbags,
Yeah.
and that is amazing because what ends up happening is when somebody calls us and says, maybe, I mean, they're all in such different points in their lives. And it might be, I have been out of this abusive relationship for a year. I really need counseling. I need somebody to talk to. And we can do with what we can with our resources, but then we need to find an outside resource to be able to take over. And that
Yeah.
also costs money, right?
Yes.
Even with their children. And in certain countries, I have learned so much about so many different countries just since we're global now, the systems as to which they use, right? Whether it's for counseling or health, medical, whatever it may be, is different and it's not always paid for. And or there's such a long waiting list. You wait 5 years for something and okay, well, that's not I mean, there's more issues now, you
Yeah.
know? So what we try to do with that is to make it available as soon as it's needed. And by
Yeah.
you all doing what you're doing and bringing other people that have followers and know so many different modalities with throughout their countries and other countries, it's really opening up that conversation and saving lives, literally saving lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's really important. I so I'm currently doing a counselling diploma. I'm working with a company in September because I feel that for those reasons that
Mhm.
from where I stand with my qualifications at the moment, I can't offer certain services, but with this, I am then able to support people further with things. And I think as well, by having something like a festival, something that is accessible to the whole family, children are able to access these tools as well. We've got things at the festival for the little ones. We've got an anger meditation. We've got what else have we got? We've got so many things. I can't even think. We've got a bravery superheroes workshop where they get to like wear capes and have shields and they
Ooh.
get to talk about their emotions. And then we've got fun things for them to do as well with like the bubbles and the really mindful pieces because we need to have a positive mental health. That when we're young that these pieces start to form the way that we will end up as an adult. And if we're not conscious of those pieces, we can't do the work to fix those. And if we've got a strong mindset, a healthy mindset, and we know our boundaries, we can then say no, and we can even not go into those relationships. Or if like for me, for instance, as I was a child, there was no way I could get out of that situation. I can now, as an adult, look back and say, "Oh, I see this, I understand this, and I'm conscious of this now." But children, as young as like 4 or 5, coming to do these workshops will learn these skills and have those tools within them to kind of know their own self-worth and be able to create their own boundaries too. And I think that's super important.
It is. And the fact that when you say that with Hopeful Handbags, I remember us talking, it's been quite a few years now, about you saying that, I started to realize that I myself grew up in a situation
Yeah.
and I didn't realize how much of an effect that had on my life.
Yeah.
So, as you're saying, by you when you're putting together these festivals, you're thinking of the things that would have helped you when you were
Yeah.
young to be able
Yeah.
to let out these emotions and talk about things and kind of put it right in your mind, or know that you had somebody that you could trust 100% that
Yeah.
wouldn't judge you, that you could talk to.
Yeah, and that's really important, I think. And when you're doing it through play for youngsters as well, they're not really then they're learning skills, but they're not really feeling that they have to put any blocks or barriers, or that they shouldn't say or do something, and it's just a fun, expressive way. We've also got lots of so as well as having workshops, and we've got tons of workshops, we've got speakers who are having really important conversations on the stage. So like I mentioned, we've got Holly that's speaking, we've got Anthony Hutton, he's talking about men's mental health and well-being, which is really important because we're always for the women, right? Because I work in circles
Yeah.
with women. It's so easy to forget that actually men need these tools as well. So we're bringing in that element this year of having space where the men can have those conversations. I've also got some local charities involved. So we've got an LGBTQ charity who's coming to talk, and I've also got a speaker who's going to be talking about body image and feeling comfortable in your own skin and that being okay. And we've also got a mental health charity coming that can have those really deep, important conversations with people and have the staff there that are qualified for those. So we've got those coming as well. And then we've got this beautiful charity called the Eden People, who give out free hugs and just a space where you can sit and you don't have to talk, you can just be, or you can have a little massage, you give hand massages and things like that. They're coming as well. And then we've got really beautiful treatments available, so like facials, head massage. We've got a firewooded sauna and plunge bath there as well. And we've got, well, I can't even think, we've got so much. So there's something for everybody to, even if you feel that, you know, you just want a day out, there's, you can just come for a day out and just enjoy it.
Well, we're going to put the link in the comments and also up when we get done with this. But what area in the UK is this event going to be?
So it's in Surrey. It's in a little town called Woking. We're in Bisley where we're holding it, which is about a 20-30 minute train ride from London, from central London. So
Okay.
you know, so even if you're London based, you can get a train down, half an hour on a train. You can be get off at Brookwood station, just so you all know. And then you can literally like you can either walk it or you can just get a cab, and it's like 2 minutes down the road. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a little easier to get around in some of your areas
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
with trains. That's
yeah.
awesome.
We're on the main line to London, so yeah.
Okay. Well, so everybody watching, tell us just the name of it, the date, the times, like, and what they can do to not only get their ticket, but if they want to be involved next year or anything like that.
Yeah, so it's called the Summer of Love Festival, because obviously it's all about spreading the love, and it's in the summer we hold it. It's on the 5th of August. It's 11 till 8 p.m. Oh, the other thing we're doing, have I told you this, Kathleen? We're doing a fire walk for you.
No, I didn't. I mean, I think now that you say that, I did see something. You're doing so much that sometimes it's hard for me to keep up
Yeah.
with
So
what's
we've got, at the end of the festival, we're having a fire walk. So there's only 6 people have signed up so far, which I'm like disappointed in right now. I'm like, what? I think everybody's a little bit nervous, and I think once they're there,
yeah.
they will sign up. But my husband has signed up for it. He's
Okay.
fire for you. So yeah, so come along, have a fun day, sign up for the fire walk because it's going to be amazing. And what was the other question? And if you want to come and find us, you can search www.lovethybodyproject.com, and that will take you straight to the ticket link. It's the easiest way to find us.
Okay. And I want to just mention something about the firewalk. So, anybody that's never done one of those totally get out of your comfort zone type things, I'm telling you, it is absolutely amazing. I've not done a firewalk. I have done 2 other things. The one where you have somebody that pushes the arrow
I've done that. Yeah.
in right here. And then now I'm not a risk taker to some degree when it comes to that. I was really scared,
Me too.
really scared. But after it was done, I mean, obviously I watched a couple other people, on the stage, and then we were broken into groups. And then when it was, okay, who wants to go first in this group? Of course, I raised my hand because I'm like, I got to get this over with. I mean, me waiting to hear any longer is not going to help. But what a sense of, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that.
Yeah.
It like opened up my mind for things. I mean, it sounds crazy, but people, if you're listening and you've always seen these things, this is why people do it. I mean, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And afterwards, you're just like, oh. So then the other time was the putting the fire in your mouth.
Oh, wow. No, I haven't done that.
So I did that. And it was another thing. And this was a few years after that. Cause I've gone to so many things like this, right? Because I'm always for learning more and putting myself outside my comfort zone, which makes me elevate to the next level of, okay, where am I going next? I need to be able to look at things in a different perspective. Things come to me that I would have never had thought of come to me. And I did it. And I was like, because I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, am I going to have like gasoline in my mouth? Like, what is happening? But I did it and I made it. I mean, so do it. If you are not signed up for this and you're going, I am saying that it's going to be scary. You're going to probably try to talk yourself out of it. You're going to be like, heck no, I'm not doing this. But once you do it, watch a couple people, you are going to not regret it. So
I agree.
Get down there and sign up, or just go for that. I mean, come on.
Absolutely. And children from 12 years old are allowed to do it. So it can't be that dangerous, right?
Right. 12 years old. Wow. And what an experience they will have if they're doing this at 12 years old. I mean, they're going to bring your phone, take some pictures, and then let's post them all over social media. Tag Hopefull Handbags, tag Love Thy Body Project and Serena. Like, we want to see them when you guys do it that day. So we really, I have to say, at Hopefull Handbags, we so much appreciate all the collaborations and all that you have done in the past few years. There's also a book. Let's talk about the name of the book. And there's proceeds also going to Hopefull Handbags from that book.
So that's called Love Thy Body, Real Life Stories. It's sex, love, and relationships this time. So we're talking about some topics that might be a little bit taboo. But again, if you don't have those open conversations around these topics, we can end up in situations where we do experience domestic abuse. So that came out at the beginning of July. It's on Amazon. It was a #1 bestseller. All of the authors that wrote in there, they're small miniature stories. There's 22 authors over 21 stories, because we've got a couple that have written their story in there as well. And that's it stayed on top for a good number of weeks. So it's fluctuating. So go and buy it so it goes back on top and we can make some more money. Just waiting for those first bits of royalties to come in.
Yes,
a little bit of time on Amazon, but we're
very excited.
But we think
it does
about 485, maybe £500 right now, roughly. I don't know what that equates in dollars, but
that's awesome.
Doing
so awesome. So we'll also put the link to that book. I would suggest checking these things out. The stories are just so uplifting, so inspirational. And again, it's like the firewalk, right? It gives you that umph to, okay, wow, if they did this and got through it, I know I can. And that's what we're all here to do, is to support each other. So again, thank you so much for all that you personally put in to not only what you do for other men and women and children, but Hopefull Handbags. You yourself are making such a huge impact in the lives of people. And I'm sure some that you have no idea about, because you've even contributed to our Kenya water tanks. And that is literally changing the lives of thousands and thousands.
Watching them receive that water made me cry. I was sobbing. I was going to my husband, look, I helped do this. I was in tears.
And it's so amazing. And when I met with them, the waterborne illnesses that they were having, they've not had to bring the kids to the hospital for those things. I mean, seriously, it has made such a huge impact. So I really appreciate it. Everybody go get your tickets. Again, give me a minute. I'll get the links on all of these platforms to where this is being aired right now. And if you have any questions, reach out to myself. And if I do not know the answer, I will get you to Serena or reach out to Serena and join Love Thy Body Project. It is definitely something for the women to be in. We
Yeah.
all can relate to everything that you all do within that
Yeah.
group.
Thank
So
you so much.
have a great rest of your day, and thank you again.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.